battle of the JuJube. And really, this is all about why willpower will always fail, and I have a better alternative for you. So it's a story about myself, a story of failure. And it all started at my fitness retreat about 2 weeks ago. And an evil woman named Lori Odegard, actually a very good friend and client, brought a full bag of JuJubes. As you can see, it is no longer full. So at the retreat, she didn't know that JuJubes were my nemesis. And so when she found out, she kept teasing me about, hey, do you want just one? Do you want just one? And it was always left on the counter in our suite. And I did not give in to temptation. Willpower was strong. And I mean, I couldn't be running a fitness and health retreat and just eat an entire bag of JuJubes. So willpower was good. I denied myself the JuJubes the entire weekend. But then as we were packing to go, somehow the JuJubes ended up in my backpack. And I discovered them when I got home, so I just put them in a cupboard. And over time, I knew the JuJubes were in the cupboard, and my willpower started to diminish. And then as I got tired, I think it was probably by Tuesday or Wednesday, I thought, I think I can just have one JuJube. Well, if you're a JuJube fanatic, you know you can't just have one. And I ate the entire bag. And I know that maybe you've done this before, maybe not with JuJubes, but maybe with something else that is something that you love. And that set me into a spin of cravings, because I have this theory that when you eat sweet, you crave sweet. So no longer were my blueberries or blackberries on my oatmeal as sweet. It's just like, oh, if I could just have a JuJube. So I had these cravings. And I think by Thursday or Friday, I was in the grocery store and I thought, you know, I think I really want JuJubes. I'm just going to buy a small bag and I'll just have one. So I put the bag of JuJubes in my cart, and I was tooling around the store. I did my shopping, and I got to the checkout, and I looked at those JuJubes, and I took them out of my cart, and I put them aside because I thought, I can't have one. If I want to eat the entire bag, I'll bring this home, and probably by Sunday, they'll stare at me, and then I'll eat the entire bag again. So the power play and my willpower victory was just not bringing the JuJubes home. So the secret to not giving into or not having to rely on willpower is to change your environment. So I know that for me, I cannot have JuJubes in the house unless I want to eat them all. So for me, I needed to, because we can never rely on willpower. I know this is for me. I know this is for my clients, for all the people that I talk to, that we can rely on willpower for a very short amount of time. But then when we get tired, if we have something like that we really want to indulge in, it's going to happen. So if we change our environment, it's less likely to happen. So the secret to, oh dear, the FedEx guy is here, and Sev hates that truck. So hopefully we're not going to bark. No barking. So the secret to not giving in or not having to rely on willpower is to change your environment. So for me, it's not having JuJubes in the house. So you need to recognize your weakness. Then you need to find a workaround, and changing your environment is one of the most powerful ways to not having to have to give in to your, I've lost my train of thought, thinking that the dogs are going to bark. Anyway, the best workaround is to change your environment so you don't have to rely on willpower. Also to be accountable to someone. So I had this fun story planned with this bag of JuJubes, because I thought, you know what? I'm going to take the bag of JuJubes and I'm going to sneak it back into Lori's bag next time I see her. And then we'll have this fun story of the traveling JuJubes going from my house to her house. And so, guess what? It never got anywhere because I ate them all. So I had to tell her. And now whenever I see a JuJube, I remind myself of my friend Lori, and that I would need to be accountable to her to say, hey, I ate the JuJubes. So being accountable to someone is really helpful, and also counting the wins. So keep in mind that, you know, we don't always win, but when we do win, we should give ourselves a pat on the back. So I'm very curious as to how you deal with temptation. Would love to hear from you. That is my battle with the JuJubes. And as I said, changing your environment is the way to not have to rely on willpower. Have a great day.